overcast, quiet, and beautiful. My favorite time of the day. Kind of. I like working at night too. Hi, it is Robbie from Southern California. I'm going to walk around and show you the garden. Things are slowly progressing because I've spread myself so thin, but that's okay. You do it at your own pace. And let me show you what's going on here. It's so exciting. I've got carrots. Planted them in the house in a cup. And I thought, what am I going to do with them? Threw them out here because this whole table, as you know, I grow my ginger and my turmeric, mainly turmeric here. And I had these pots all prepped and ready to go. And I thought, well, why are they sitting dormant? I will change that next year. So I threw the carrots in here. I didn't throw them. I actually planted them individually, and they're growing like mad. I could see little carrots down there. Look at that. So that's what I will be doing next year as I'm prepping for my turmeric to grow. I'm going to be growing a lot of carrots and different things. These are cannas. I'll have to get them out of here because, you know, I had some growing in the chair garden and they broke the tote. So they have a massive root system. Keep that in mind. These are flowers, and these are for the hummingbirds and the orioles. They're absolutely beautiful. Then you've got the Swiss chard. Just threw a bunch of seeds in here that came off a green plant. And I wanted to see if they'd all be green. They were not. There's some red, but that's okay. I'm looking for green. So this table quickly could be planted up with turmeric. This table, I never got to. Never took the turmeric out. So, oh my goodness. You know, I'll tell you something. I might leave some of them that are growing that I didn't pull out and winter in the house. We had a very mild winter. Now, sometimes when you've got them in a pot and you don't move them, so they have the root system still, not just the rhizome, they'll flower. So I probably will go through the ones that are growing, and I will go ahead and leave them here and then see if they'll flower. This is nothing. This all has to be redone. There's the soil. Let's keep looking and I'll show you over here. Now this table is halfway done. This is my blue turmeric in this little old bucket, but this is doing really good. It's the black turmeric. So these should start fairly soon because I planted them the other day, looked through them. They're very small. They don't grow as big as the orange turmeric that we've got here, but they're doing good. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. If you see a blue tag, it's the black turmeric. See, that's even part of the bucket rim that was coming off. And I know I've got 4. I had 4 last year, and I was downsized to 3 because I gave one to Gary. But when I went through and replanted these, there was enough to split and put into 4. Look at this. Look at this. That's the sign that the nights are warming. So all of this in here will be mainly turmeric with some ginger, because this is ginger. Oh, my ginger's coming up. All the ginger's coming up. I didn't even see that yesterday, and I was working here. This one is not. All right, I will freshen this up. You know what I do with some of them? I literally take the pot, turn it on its side, slowly ease the plant out, refurbish the bottom, in other words, with just wood chips and leaves and different things. And then I drop it back on. So it's got all new soil underneath. I'll probably do that later today. And I have been collecting weeds. I've been doing all the weeding out here, which is good, but I'll tell you why a little bit later. Now, these are the forget-me-nots. So I'm leaving those here. Aren't they gorgeous? This is just a weed. So this I don't want. This you don't want to touch without gloves. It's stinging. I think that may not be, that's the spiky sow thistle, but we've got stinging nettles here, and boy, I'll really get your hands. Tomato, celery, isn't that cute? More forget-me-nots. Look at the tomatoes here. Look at all the tomatoes. Gary comes out here and he harvests some of them. Look at this. It is loaded. You will never believe what this is growing in. It's growing in that container there that's blue. There's no soil in there. There's no compost in there. You know what's in there? Gary brought home a bucket of llama manure. He goes sometimes to the neighbors. He hasn't done it lately, but he did it last year. And he brought home an entire trash can. He dumped it in there and forgot about it. Tomato seed got in there, and this is all the same plant. Yep. See, it's growing all over. The whole thing is the same plant. It's growing in straight llama manure. Amazing. I didn't plant it. Nature did. So this year the nectarine is taking a rest. What happened was it flowered early. Oh, that monarch just left. And with our warm weather, and then it got cold, so it got really warm. It flowered. There's a nectarine there. And then we had a cold snap, and I think a lot of the buds did not take. But I will tell you, a lot of fruit trees do that. They have one year that's just magnificent, and the following year it's a little bit down, and then it goes back and forth. That's okay. Do you know I still have nectarines in the freezer from last year? So I'm still just pleased. You know what pleases me? The tree looks beautiful. It's healthy. And it's had that problem where it gets curly leaf, like here's one. And I really worked at it. We don't spray, and it's almost gone. This is the only one. See, and it's not even that bad. A few years ago, it was so bad that I just kept stripping them off, and it worked. Then last year, there wasn't that many, and now there's almost none. So that is good. These are my apple trees. You know, I really need to look it up. I'm going to think they're about 8 years old. I haven't grafted any, though I do just love the plant itself. Aren't they beautiful? Then I've got a pomegranate there. I should trim them down next year really hard off the top, and sometimes that can force growth. This is just an avocado that came up in the compost bucket. I don't think I'm going to do anything with it. It's really root bound. I mean, I could just drop it somewhere. Whatever happens, happens. But these trees just look beautiful. Just seeds out of an apple that we bought or whatever. And they started growing. They were growing on the deck, and then I moved them out here. Gary never put any weeds in there. This has been what now? It's going on its 3rd year, I guess. And look at all the Swiss chard growing. The truck bed, I'm going to leave it as is. This is a little nature's haven for the birds. They've got nests. They just had babies, the totes, so I'm going to just leave it. I think it looks good, and it's one less thing for me to do. But there's stuff going on. I still can take these pots out, and I can plant something else in there. I'm going to leave the nasturtium. And here, I don't know if the nest is still there, but they're gone, so we can take a peek. There were 3 eggs. Let's see what's in there. Oh, the egg is still there. There were 3 eggs, 2 hatched. Isn't that a beautiful nest? Oh, I hear them. The towies screaming. The babies could be around here, and they hopped out, I think about a week ago. So this has worked out perfect for the birds to come in, build a nest in, and it's kind of difficult for ravens to get in there, so it works out really good. And then look at this. These were grown from seed. You should try to grow them. Oh my goodness, pomegranates. I planted so many of them, and I've got them all over the place. And I'm just loaded. Look at this. We're loaded with pomegranates. Oh, there's the towies up there. They probably have their baby around here, and they just don't want me here. Look at this. They're loaded. The whole tree is loaded. So let's look over here. Let's look at my mess. The chair garden, which is my favorite. Oh, it fell over. Gary said he was going to stake it up. I don't even want it here. These are tomatoes coming up on the ground, and it really needs a heavy-duty stake of some sort. But it is packed with tomatoes on the ground. Keep that in mind. We are loaded with squirrels, rabbits, skunks, you name it, it's here. And I don't think they eat a lot of tomatoes. That's a really good thing to think about. The tomatoes are all over. They'll eat them green or red, though they want them red like we want them. But it just came up and it's growing. Now let's look over here. I have not done anything. So if you saw this 2 weeks ago, it is exactly the same. I still have broccoli. These are the sprouting broccoli. I keep picking those and using those. I need to trim this all down. This is all my geraniums that I grow on the bottom because I want to move them around the yard and start new cuttings in here this year. My green sorrel, I do use that all the time. That's really, really good. And then, we got a squash seed coming up that was in there. Then we've got red vein sorrel. This plant, I don't know if I'll keep it or not. It's just so old. I might start new or trim it up and then look at it then. And this canna broke this to nothing. Look at this. There's the red flowers starting to open. Now it's root bound. It's trying to get out. It's breaking the tote up. Look at this. Here, I'm going to break the tool so you can see this. Look at this. It is breaking that tote because it wants out. So don't ever plant a cannas in there. And this, I'll get some tomatoes. So Oh, and this was planted last year. Is this not beautiful? This I'm catering to and keeping. This is my purple tree collard. So this hasn't been touched because smart me decided to plant another garden. But that's okay. It gives me something different to do. And then when I'm done with that, I can step out, look at all the stuff that's growing and think, do I want to change it up? Or do I want to continue what I was doing? I don't know. This is so peaceful here. Sometimes I come out here and just sit for a little while. It's just so nice. Right now, we're very overcast. You can just see the clouds are starting to move and the sky is starting to peek through beyond the clouds. And it's quiet. And it's just a nice place to sit. And then look at all the plants. So I'm trying to get through this. The only thing making noise is the neighbor's dog. But he tells people, go away, go away. Oh, there's the toes up there. Here, I'm going to zoom in for a minute. Oh, he just, oh no, he's still up there. He's just, they move around. They're so quick, toes. I've got him all over the bird garden. There he is. Hold on. There they are. They're always foraging on the ground. That's why they nest so low to the ground. They're really ground lovers, but they're beautiful birds. Anyways, so I haven't done the chair garden. I am working on all the turmeric and ginger, and I should have all that done very quickly. It really didn't take that long. I worked for about an hour, 2 hours, and I got all the other stuff done and my soil prepped. What is down? I see so many things moving around. And then I've got here, I don't do anything. I can add, this is my little meadow, but I've got my moringa, which I use in all my green drinks. Look at this. And that's growing in a 5-gallon bucket. And I'm going to presume it probably broke through the holes on the bottom. This is a 5-gallon bucket, but it doesn't really have anything in it. It just has the geraniums, some walking onions in there. I want to spot this with more pots and more things growing in here. I have ideas what I want to plant. Otherwise, I'm not changing it. It's not like I'm coming out here, going to dig it up and change it out. The celery needs a cleaning. There's celery. This is what I'm growing in here. Green celery goes in my green drink. Didn't plant anything in there. Do you know what's coming up? Purslane. But I didn't get to this. This is a tool from last year. This is green sorrel. Again, you can wash this, put it in a frying pan or a pot with a little butter and just steam it or give it a little boil, and it's really good. Now, this is something I am going to talk to you about. The Malabar spinach is coming up in the pot. This tomato plant, it's one tomato plant, looks fantastic. I'm going to leave that. It's going to be a volunteer. This year, volunteers are going to be more important to me than anything else. And that is going to be a topic that I'm going to keep this one and trim this out. I've been leaving this for the birds to feed on. I'm going to do a lot of volunteers, so I am going to buy some. I'm still not sure which type I'm going to buy. Celery growing out of the bottom, we do not want that. Unfortunately, I really like this celery. You know what? I will grab that later and make a green drink out of that. But that has to be redone. And that one, it's up to what I want to do there. I can leave the onions. They're supposed to be walking onions. Oh yeah, they are. I can leave the onions and refurbish the top and put a tomato or a squash in there because I do want zucchini and I want watermelon out here. Not too much watermelon. Why? Watermelon is a treat. It's something that you're going to grow the plant and you're going to get maybe 2 or 3 fruits out of it, and then you're done. If you grow zucchini or other things, it's constant. You'll have it for many, many months. Anything green, you're going to have constant green coming to eat. So that's what I'm kind of thinking about, though I will grow some watermelon. And then what's growing back there? Hold on. Oh my goodness. Gladiolas? I had gladiolas I bought when the 99-cent store closed. None of them grew. And the piece must have got in there and I have a gladiola. Is that not cool? Among the milkweed. Oh, that's going to be beautiful. And then this all has to be done. I've got a real onion back here. Look at that, because it's going to throw a spike. So I'm going to do this, and I'm doing it at my pace. We don't have to hurry here because we're going to grow through September into October. So I'm concentrating on different things. I'm just kind of letting you see the wall. This is doing really good. This is the butterfly garden. I do want to freshen it up a little bit. I have to cut a lot more back. I'm really getting close to taking out the avocado tree. It's struggling. I mean, it's not doing well here. It's trying to get away, even though it is growing all new growth. It's kind of trying to get away from the wall. And there is no place I need another tree. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm going to freshen this all up. And I am growing a lot of milkweed all over here. The cars, I'm changing that up too. I like the cars. I have to like the cars. Let's walk over here. The reason I have to like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we'll go there in a minute. The reason I have to like the cars is I bought those at Circuit City when they were closing. And I told Gary I had a use for them, which I did. I was going to bring my grandkids to Disneyland in them, except I forgot that they weigh about 100 pounds. And I want to make sure I use them, but I think I'm going to move them and put them here. I think it'd be really cute, the start of this garden, and keep that all empty for him. The barbecue that he picked up in the trash, he's putting that in his garden and building a toolbox or something out of it. So I'm going to kind of move them all here. And then I did grow watermelon last year, and the Mexican sage is growing. It's coming back. We cut this all the way back, and it's coming back again. But this is just loaded with monarchs. This I don't want to change, because we have, when the sun is out and it's warm, hundreds of monarchs coming through here and caterpillars everywhere. You know what? Let's step into the front yard, and then we'll keep going. It's very quiet. I can hear the birds. Look, I'm growing celery in the middle of a parking lot. This is the front yard. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't done anything in 2 weeks. I've been working on a new garden I'm setting up, and then I've been working on my deck and everywhere else around here. But all in all, isn't this pretty? Again, we have a lot of birds that nest in all these geraniums here. And of course, with these giant pine trees, it really gives the birds a lot of cover. In other words, they go up into the trees, they come down in here, they nest, and they forage. But I am going to get some stuff done in here. I'm still deciding on how I want to set it up. I think I'm going to concentrate more on a little bit adding in maybe brassicas through there, and then my table. This, I want to have a full garden because it's up and off the ground. And then I've got this table. This is just all new. And I'm going to put more things on that. And then, of course, some of my ginger and turmeric will be back there. That's the table that Gary set up. He cemented all that in, and that actually is a cutting. We can go down and look at that, of a Kufia Hummingbirds lunch. So here is this beautiful. This is the old radish seeds. Not much, but you'll see. We're going to have a lot of things. I wanted to cut this down. I'm not sure what type of brassicas come up in here. It's probably a hybrid, but I leave a lot of this for nature. So being that it's in a dish pan, and you know I love my dish pans, I can take that dish pan and I can set it somewhere. I could even set it in one of those black totes. Allow it to do its thing and go to seed. In the meantime, I put another dish pan there and I get some vegetables growing. You can't beat that. And the birds will be able to forage those seeds. I can move it to the bird garden, which is right through those gates. But you know what? It's here. And why bring it all the way there when I can just sit it here anywhere, anywhere in here. And the birds will come down and they'll feed on it. So I'm going to do that. Aren't these geraniums beautiful? Gary doesn't think so. These grow like weeds. He cut them all the way down a couple months ago, and look how big they are. I love them. But now we got to be careful. A lot of people are doing weed abatement, but all through everywhere, birds are starting to nest. You really have to look at things before you trim anything down. So right now we look through, and if we can, we'll trim a little bit. But this is spring, and this is when all the birds are having their babies, they're building nests, and they'll build, well into summer too, until it gets really hot. So let's walk down over here. And then look at this. I just love these flowers. Aren't they gorgeous? To think that they just grow in the ground and they are just happy with everything. Oh, this is the parent plant to the one in the middle. I've talked about that. There's a light pink one there. Then they've got this dark salmon one, and then you've got a medium one. That one came up from seed. and they cross-pollinate it. I don't see any seeds here. When they have seeds, it's really a fluffy little seed. And they rarely get seeds, but when the moth comes through here and does their thing at night, if they catch it just right, and they may have to pollinate from one plant to another, I'm not sure, that's when you'll see the seeds form. And this is where I'll have some more ginger and turmeric as I'm planting them up. I don't want to overcrowd it this year. I actually like the look of having some flowers here. They're just so pretty. And this was just a piece propagated in here. And look how well it's growing in a dishpan. Oh my goodness, these are like the greatest things. These are the greatest things. Let me tell you something. If you're looking this year for shovels, as they call them, trowels, this is from Walmart. These things cost less than $1. And they don't break. They're strong. They don't rust. I've got them rusting all over. The old ones that you pick up at the, even not just the dollar store, they rust. Those don't rust. I've never had one break. But going back to this, I think it's going to be pretty to have some ginger and turmeric in here, and then maybe spot it with flowers. It brings the hummingbirds. They absolutely love these flowers. And then that's it. And we can go through this gate. That's the bird garden. It's like a circle we've made. But there's Gary's garden. I still have to go back down to Gary's garden. He literally has a jungle. All that on the top is passion fruit and gack fruit, and I think his ubes are starting now. He said he's got one papaya left down there, though I've got a bunch. He's going to have to take mine soon. He's got his bananas. His dragon fruit is all over. That building, that structure is completely covered. It is a hike, so being that I'm so busy in the bird garden, I rarely get down there because, like I said, I would be walking down there. By the time I get back, it's like, oh, what am I going to do? So he goes down there. It's kind of like his man cave, except it's a garden cave, literally a garden cave. So I kind of let him do his thing. Now we're in the bird garden, which I am doing all the birds, like 100 birds just took off. Now I'm working in here all over. Now this is being chewed up by a lot of birds right now. They feed their babies greens, but it's doing fine. This thing is a weed. It's not a weed though. Gee, I can't remember the name of it offhand, but this is a native plant. I should throw the seeds in there. The California, it looks like a sunflower, see? And I actually took a cutting and grew that. See how it's falling over? It's not, it's reaching for the sun because this brassica is just taking all the sun from it. So it needs more sun. But I loaded it up with leaves and everything, so it's being fed on its own. No plant food, no spraying. I will never spray here. There's no reason for me to spray. Oh, look at this. This is moringa. Look at that, it's flowering already. It's in a big pot. This is a plastic plant. You know what this was here for? I put the chia plant out here. This is strictly a chia plant from chia seed that you would eat in the house, for breakfast or whatever. And it's not a showstopper because look how it grows. The flowers are very sparse, so that's why they don't sell them. But I think it's gorgeous. But it was really down there and it was struggling. So I took this plastic plant. I think that's a cowbird. Oh yeah. And I covered it from the sun. And as soon as it got strength and its roots really took off inside, it shot past the plant. And now it's really happy. Is this not beautiful in here? I don't see him. Oh, there's the scrub jay. Hold on, look. You see him? I am doing a lot of changes in here. I'm adding in, I'm moving things around. Look at this. More of the kufia. Hummingbird's lunch, look. Peeking through, blanket flower, all cuttings. All started from one plant. Look at this, bat face. Another kufia. Hummingbirds love it. These are just some cuttings. I might put a better cutting in there. It's a little yellow. Red vein sorrel. Let's turn around. What else is here? Well, let's see. The pineapple sage through there. And that one I had a shade because it didn't like the summer. It doesn't mind the summer if it's got a little bit of shade. But it didn't like the hot sun in the winter when the sun came out. So I shaded it and it made it through really good. Walking onions. This is canary seed, and I don't know why, but nothing eats it off the plant. They just don't eat the seeds. But it shoots up off and on because the birds have it in the seed that we buy for them. So if the birds do eat a little bit or blows in there, then it will grow. But they never forage off the actual plant. Maybe they don't know what the plant is. There's a pepper plant back here. Look at that. Geraniums, I got to tidy this up, but right now I'm just trying to get to things I need to get to. This is going to be a little geranium garden. Most of this is cuttings. Aren't they beautiful? This one is not. I bought it. This is the Black Beauty, but I've got to get more cuttings off of that. These are all cuttings through here. This is a cutting, Kufia. I make my own plants. Blanket flower. This is a geranium, probably this one, I'm not sure. Oh no, I'm doing cuttings off of the Black Beauty. So there's one there. Look at that. More blanket flower. Look at this, let's step back. Okay, so I've chased everybody away by walking through and sneaking up. Oh, the sky is coming through. But this is just such a gorgeous place to sit in the morning and have a cup of coffee or just come out in the afternoon, glass of ice water or tea, and just sit here. I have seen more birds in this garden than I have seen anywhere where I've gone to look at birds. This garden brings in about 60, that's 60 species of small type birds. Now they do change as time goes on, you know, the different seasons. Like right now, all the white crowns are almost gone. We've seen one or two, but they're on their way out. They disappear, they go somewhere else to nest, and then they'll come back later. But right now they're not here, but other birds are coming in. And I sat here and a tanager came in. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. And it was all over here, and they're so gorgeous to look at. Of course, we got the hummingbirds, we got all the other, regular birds, but it's just gorgeous. And remember, I'll have to show you, but I think I saw the baby Tote, and it probably was a Tote that came out of the nest that was in the garden. All the birds are coming back. These are spice finches. They come in by the hundreds. They know there's food here. They bring their babies. We've got bandtails in here now. We have never had bandtails in this garden. They would sit up in the tree. Now they're bringing their babies. They're teaching their babies to come in here and feed. We were so excited when they first started coming through, and now we're not overly excited, and there's nothing I can do. They eat so much, and they're so big. They're 3 times bigger than the mourning doves. Oh my goodness. So I am working in here, changing things about. Look, I don't know if you can see, but right there, coming up, that again is chia. Oh, do you have something to say? And the chia will bring the hummingbirds as well, but it's a very sparse flower. Do you know this bird is 3 feet from me? Can you see this? I just adore hummingbirds, and they really know who feeds them. Let me tell you something. You can have 10, 15 people out here, and they will come to the person that fills their feeder. But see, they love this plant. And she's showing us, this is my favorite plant. Do you see how they can get their beak in? Oh my gosh, what a treat. She came up to the camera and she's still here. It's a little female. See, now she's eating from the emu bush, a yellow flower. And that's what I try to pick through here. The geraniums are not really big for them. They might find some insects or something in there, or pollen. But they really like the kufias. Anything with a bell shape is really the plant that they're attracted to, because obviously they find nectar in there and pollen. Let's keep going, or we'll be here all day staring at hummingbirds. I'm going to start propagating here. I haven't done it yet, but it's set up and ready to go. My goal is, I planted this thing here last year because it was planted back there and I didn't like it. So I planted it here, is to get this papaya up. Now, does it have enough sun? Will it work? I don't know, but it's in that pot on the bottom, but there's no bottom to it. Most of the bottom is gone. And my goal is to get it up, but it knows this thing's in the way. As soon as it gets a little taller, I'm going to start trimming this brassica down. I don't want to take it completely down, but I'm going to trim it up. And that's what my goal is, to get another papaya like that majestic one over there that I keep harvesting from. So we'll see if it works. More fountains through here, and I've got to really get cracking and get more fountains out here, because for the summer, all these birds come in and that's what they're looking for. They're looking for places to hide, which they absolutely love in here. I mean, look at all the plants. This is what they want. They know they can dart inside a plant. They can find food in the plants because the insect eaters are going in there to eat insects. And the seed eaters feed on all the different feeders. And then they can dart in here and take a bath. Look at this. Right in front of us. You want me to stop for a minute? You want to see what she's going to do? What are you going to do, sweetie? Look at that. Oh my goodness. Is this not beautiful? This is what goes on every single day from morning till night. Now sometimes when I zoom in with my camera, because I'm not mic'd, you can't hear me, so I'm hoping you can hear me. And I know we can stand here all day, so we're not going to do that. Look at that. She is 4 feet from me. Look at that. And we better not stand here because she could take a bath for 3 minutes. Otherwise, we'll be just standing and staring at her. I should stick a live cam there is what I should do. And look at this cupia. This is a cutting. Look how big it is. I really need to trim them down, but I absolutely love them. Here's another cutting. These are all cuttings. You buy one plant and you immediately start doing trimmings off of it and propagating from it. And then you don't ever have to buy it again because they're not cheap to buy. Now that one, the Hummingbird's lunch, is the easiest one to propagate from. They just want to grow. The bat vase is a little tougher. Sometimes they sit and they don't really develop a root right away, but you can do it. But those you can do all year. This is a plant I bought a couple years ago. It got hidden underneath everything, so I dragged it out and it's doing really good. I think it's a tea plant. And then this one, again, a cutting. Is this not gorgeous? And you want to take off this, because I have never been able to get the seeds to grow good. I've had a few grow and then they just kind of, it's fizzled out. So you want to cut it down and take it down to about 2 leaves off right there. And then it will continue to grow. Is this going to stop the plant from growing? Obviously not. Here's all the new flowers. But it's better for the plant and it will throw more flowers. As far as growing them, I think I've done one on propagating. If you do it right, the easiest thing to propagate. I'll show you some. I'm propagating these. Look at that. In fact, I don't think these need water anymore. So I'll get that out of the water later. Look at this, walking onions everywhere. This is a pretty place to walk through. This is a pretty place to sit. Look. I know this pond needs to be redone. Look at that. It's going to throw the spikes out. Is that not gorgeous? Oh my goodness. Some of you asked me what happened to the jasmine I bought, or honeysuckle. I can't remember which one. It's back there. It's growing among all of this. That's ridiculous. That plant is 2 years old and it's probably 20 foot tall, and that's food. That is a tree collard and it's too big. I got to get those yellow leaves off. If I'm smart, I haven't been so smart, I would chop them down and let them continue to grow, and I probably will get to it soon because I have another platform there for another fountain. And then these are the seed heads from the brassica. Now, when it goes to seed, the leaves get skinny. You can still eat them, but see, you lose the big leaves because it's putting all its energy into the flowers and making seed. I am going to collect some seeds. I may cut those because what I want is the tree collard, and that is a big tree collard that went to seed. Oh, and I did trim out a lot of the mint that was going here, growing through here. I want to make sure if there's anything in the garden where I'm walking that I can see where I'm walking, and I'm going to trim out all the sweet potato. I'll probably do a lot of slips out of it. I'll go ahead and, oh, do I have a flower? It's going to flower again. It's been flowering all over through here. I'll get this growing. It was growing in one of the pots and it spilled over because I don't want this. I want to be able to see what's at my feet, see? And that's important. So I'm getting to that. But I just cleared all this out. Just sat out here and just little by little cleaned it up. Tree colored. But this is what I was going to show you. Look at that. Lemon verbena. I've got that in the bird garden. The birds absolutely love that plant. It smells good. It throws the teeniest seeds that the spice finches like. And it's a good cover for birds, that little tiny birds can get in this plant here and hide, and that's what they want. But this is what I think I'm going to go ahead and keep. Is that it? I believe that's the tree collard. I want to get some seeds off of a tree collard, a true tree collard. Will it grow true? No, it will hybridize no matter what. but I want to collect some seeds just to have. Right now, the only way I grow all these, this jungle of tree collard, that is the greatest food to eat. And composting is big, is cuttings. But isn't that cool? And so here, I didn't get to this yet. I have to get to this within 2 weeks. It is ready to go. I just have to put any soil, even dump some of this soil. What's underneath? Let's see. Oh, look. All full of, oh yeah, smooth that back. All full of earthworms. I'm gonna leave my pot marigold, probably collect some of the seeds and just throw it somewhere. I might go ahead and do one volunteer tomato and maybe buy a sun gold, but I need to do this quick. I'm kind of behind. Oh, here comes the sun now. Look at that. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to see if those are regular mourning doves or bandtails sitting there. And then this is the papaya. This is actually the greatest papaya. I'm keeping some seeds from this and growing more. This particular one tastes like sugar. And we just picked, I think it was 5 of them total, and now it's got more fruit. And then we've got this one, look at all the fruit up there. So I'm down to 3 papaya trees left, or they're plants actually, they're not a tree. So we'll see how it goes, but this has been great. This has grown for many years in this tote. We cut the bottom of the tote so it can send its roots down, but I'm not sure what the life, expectancy is of a papaya plant, but I think they can go for up to 10 years and then they just one day fizzle out. Because what they're doing theoretically is they're growing and growing, they're dropping their fruit to the ground, smashing on the ground. All the animals eat it, some of them eat the seeds, they poop it all over, and they grow in the compost from the fruit. And let me tell you something, the fruit has got a lot of compost. Isn't that something? So I actually grow a lot of these with the fruit itself and don't worry about it. And then I separate them. But I just don't have place for them. Is this beautiful? Chocolate mint and peppermint. More kufias. I've got so many because they're free to make. Sometimes I go through and I find a broken piece and go, oh no, what am I going to do with it? I stick it in a pot and it grows. I'm not sure if this moringa died back. You know what? It's green. All the leaves came off. I'm going to trim this thing all the way back, and if it makes it, it makes it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Look at this. This is a hybrid brassica. Is this not gorgeous? And do I eat it? Oh, I do. I put it in my green drink. I make eggs with it. I put it in rice. This is gorgeous. Now, this is in a pot right down there, and I put the pot there months ago because I wanted to water the pot to water the moringa. But for whatever reason, this thing took off, and the moringa died back perfectly fine. I don't care. And it's just a little area that I propagate in when I get a chance. Like I've got stuff here. This is an emu bush. This is the yellow one. And then there's just a geranium back there. A Martha Washington type. Okay, let's go through here. Oh my goodness. This lady's got so much time on her hands. I don't know if it's time or she's totally crazy. I'm building a new garden. I don't know. This dog kennel, Gary set up, actually went back through the photos, different places with me working in May and last year. And this dog kennel he put together when it came because it goes together really fast. He threw the stepping stones there, which was supposed to be temporary because he wanted to put a cement pad and he was going to do something special out of it. It sat and sat. He doesn't have that much time. And he just told me recently, I don't want it. I'm going to do something else. Now, he did buy himself another dog kennel, so he's going to set up a different one, which is fine. But he said he didn't want this. And I said, then I can use it? He goes, yeah, you want me to put the top on? Do you want me to cover it in 1/4 inch wire? And I said, no. No, I don't want any more time going into this. I'm going to do something now. It can be covered at any time. We're doing full videos on this, me, because this is my project. Any new project I take on, he lets me know he has no time to help me, and that's fine. I just go little by little at my pace. After dinner, I come out, I water, and I tinker in the garden. This will actually only take me days. I've only been working on this for a couple days. I got the totes set up the way I like them. Technically, the pink, going by color, and the artist I am, I would put that on the outside because of the way the color scheme is, but I don't want to be walking around saying bright pink at me, and I'm going with totes that I already have. Things that they sold on Walmart for like under $5 a tote. I buy them sometimes and I get all these different colors. So I figured bring the pink in, put the eggplant out. So when I'm walking through the garden, I look over, I see the eggplant in the dark blue, not a shocking pink looking at me. And I thought it would be nicer. But as you can see, I'm working. This is the papaya that didn't make it. See how hollow they are? They just, one day, they just fall apart. Look at all that. So that's going to go, I'll break it up into these totes because it would cost me a fortune to fill those. Literally. You think of how much a bag of soil is. I would spend probably $100 to $200 just putting soil in there. By collecting weeds, if I want to use any potting soil at all, a garden type soil, but it would have to be a potting mix. So you want it to drain good because you're in a container, not in the ground. That's what's the difference is between garden soil and potting mix. Garden soil is just like what you would dig up on the ground, basically. And it may not drain that well. Potting mix has more things in it to make it drain. Now, if I was going to, let's say, use a bag, it would be one bag. So maybe 20 bucks for the whole thing, but I'm not sure if I'll even use it. Sometimes I just use handfuls where I'm planting my plants. But I should have this done in a matter of, I hate to say days, but let's say I could. If I was not going to do a garden tour and I was just going to come out here in the garden, I've already collected 4 buckets of weeds. I've got soil I can go dig up anywhere, which means bringing another 6 buckets of soil from the ground, top it up and start planting it. I could probably have this done within 2 days. But I'm going to pace myself, but I'll have it done very soon. The rainbow garden. Oh, promises. I'm going to get all the milkweed out. Well, I don't want to chop it out to the point where I get nothing, just compost it. I want to take it out. Like here, this one, I'm going to trim this back and leave it. If it's not in my way, I'll leave some of this. If not, I'll pull it out and put it in pots. I'm literally pulling this stuff out and potting it because my neighbors want also. And I can just tell them, pick up a pot. A plant like this at the nursery, this size will cost you about $40 to $50. The little tiny plants, they sell them for $10. So they're really expensive. And see what I do? I yank them out and go shovel in some dirt. There's no potting mix in this. Didn't cost me anything. There's 3 plants there already. There's another one over there. And I just throw it in a pot, keep it next to the water because they need to be watered really good for the first week when you yank them out of the ground. Even though they're really resilient, the thing is you want to make sure they get the water roots, the roots that are going to pull water in for the plant, developed. And it only takes a few days. Look, it's flowering already, all these. And now I've got those to move if I have a lot of caterpillars against the butterfly garden or give to neighbors. Here's my strawberry tower. I've been eating strawberries off of this. Look at that, I didn't even know. Here's one. I'm going to get it hopefully before the birds. These are just strawberries I had here and I did buy one. I have no idea where this came from. I don't remember buying a red one. I may have 2 red ones. I don't know if I got this from my daughter last year because some of the plants, I just went ahead and looked around and I had them here. And I went ahead and planted them in there because I was short, but it's doing really well. This is really tight for strawberries. I will admit it. You can go to the dollar store and pick these things up. But if you really want to get serious and grow a lot of strawberries, you want a bigger container and you want to cater to it a little bit. In other words, compost tea. I know a lot of you buy plant food and I know a lot of people sell it. The thing is, I'm not going to buy any plant food for things I've heard this year. Most of the fertilizers are organic and they're made out of chemicals that you would not believe, and they don't have to tell you because it's a natural type chemical, which is petroleum. But we won't get into that. There's a lot of different ways they make it. So I make my own and I'm very happy with the way I make it. And if you need to make it, please tell me because I will be glad to continue to share that with you because it's free and it's natural. So going back to this, all this is doing good. The problem is it's not edible, a lot of it. I've got mustard that's going to seed now. I'm going to go ahead, let it finish and collect seeds. I got milkweed in there that's got to come out. I had a tomato plant that's, I don't know. This one's from last year actually, and it has been throwing a lot of tomatoes. I may or may not leave it. It won't be the first thing I get to. Now this is pepino, and this is doing fantastic. This has been planted here and it will stay here. It's been in here for a couple years now. You just go through, take all the yellowing leaves off, and what do? We throw it in the trash. Oh, no, you don't. You put it back where it was supposed to go, under the plant. Geraniums are not growing there. They're growing in the bucket. They're just trying to reach for the sun and take over my garden. Another pepino. Oh, this is an old one. This has been here since the rainbow garden came about. So it's been here for about 5-6 years, I think. Wow. Wow. But anyways, I'm leaving that. And that just needs some trimming. Red vein sorrel is good. This will come out. I don't want this. Let me step back out of the sun now. I don't want this to be another butterfly garden. I want this to be a vegetable garden. I had such massive watermelon growing in here and so much stuff. Tomatoes and watermelon and squash. I want to go back to that. So that is my goal. But right now I want to get that one done because that one's not going to take me long, the dog kennel. And then I can step back and do this. But I am going to get this done. I want the totes over there to be little greenhouses for starting more seeds. And I think this is going to be fabulous. I really got serious. This is a cutting I brought home quite a few years ago. It grows in this pot, and I get all my geraniums from this one too, this purple one, and where the leaves go back in. This was in the front. Look, I've already got fruit. I told Gary I want the finger lime back here, not out front. It's been there for years, and I felt so bad for it because it was neglected because I spend more time here. Brought it here, and immediately it started to fruit, so it's happy. This is going to be pepinos through here. I'll probably get some other things in here as well. This is all propagated. I put all these pieces in here thinking one would take, and they all took, but that's okay. So I'm going to have pepinos in there and a few other things when I get to it. And then my pizza garden, it's doing really good. I've got oregano on the ground because it fell on the ground. This has got to kind of go or trim back a little bit. But look at this. I've got oregano on the top. I just started this, a month ago. It's doing great. Different mints and basil through here. Sage. This is a cutting, and this is really going to be overgrown. I should take the top off. And it's flowering. It's going to flower. Look at that. So it's doing really good. There's my basil. I just recently bought that. It's in a pot. Pot's got holes on the bottom. It's going to go into the soil that's already there. And all is good and less work. You know, we did go around, and I am doing the dog kennels separate. Look at this. The bottle brush that Gary planted here years ago. He found it in the street growing, or in a bucket actually by the street. All my pomegranates growing that are from seed, and I've got a lot of them coming up. The dog kennel we will do separate. I'm working in here, but it is doing really good. I've got squash and different things starting. We can take a quick peek. Oh, I got to teach you or show you how to do this. This is fantastic. And then I've got squash growing down there, tomatoes all through here. Look at this. Came up. This is a volunteer. But look at this. I've got zucchini already coming in here. Really, really happy on this. But again, I'm still working in here. And I have a funny feeling that the small one I'm working on may have more food than this. I've got zucchini here. More milkweed. Let's go around here. Trying to keep paths open so I can walk through. All these buckets had potatoes. You know what? Potatoes are okay in a bucket, but you don't get as much. Any of these videos that show you that they opened up the side of the bucket and all these potatoes fell out, I'm going to tell you something. Most of them are fake. They're AI. Don't go by that. Potatoes need room. They send out a lot of roots, and they do need room. So if you want to grow potatoes, I would suggest an 18-gallon tote. And then this is the small one. Isn't it gorgeous? Finally getting zucchini. And then this is the small dog kennel I'm working in, but I got to get more things in here growing. And then I've got papayas in the back. And Gary's got to get to them because they're root bound. He said he will soon. But these are just my papaya plants that I grew in here. And then cuttings I'm starting in here. This is a thyme. And the thyme I had in the pizza garden, that's through there, we just went through. That one didn't make it. It didn't winter out here. But the one that I put here, I had 2 of them. Beautiful, did really good. So we've made a big circle. And I'm hoping in 2 weeks when we come back, we'll see more. Now quickly over here, I'm growing already zucchini. We've got a big one down there. We've got another flower that needs to be pollinated. And then here, they're just starting some of the seeds I've put out. These are being moved. These are actually a zucchini that I had kept. Here's another one here. There's my backup, which probably will go. Notice the backup is smaller, but that one's doing really good. So this, and then of course in there, this is doing really, really well. This may be temporary if I decide later on to build this out, but we'll see. One step at a time. Don't overwhelm. And this makes gardening so much fun. A garden is supposed to be fun. The main thing is this year we need to grow food. We need to grow food for ourselves. We need to propagate. We need to save some seeds, though there will be seeds you can no longer save. We'll talk about that. Even heirloom, frightening. I don't want to get into that today. There's a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of us are totally unaware of what's going on. So we need to kind of think about our gardens on what we're doing, but keep it fun, keep it simple, and you'll garden for life. If you make it difficult, if you put out a lot of money, if you buy a great big raised bed and you end up spending, like so many people have told me, even family members, $200, $300 just for soil, and you're so proud of your tomato that cost you $150, you don't want to do that. You want to look at that tomato. You want to look at your food and say, hey, this cost me just the water I watered it. Or how about a bag of soil or 2 bags of soil and I've got all this food? That's what you want. Make it fun, make it happy, make it cheap. And you can make it cheap. All these plants growing all around here, nobody's feeding them. Nobody's even watering them. And they're all growing from what? Nature. Nature is amazing. Nature has set itself up to constantly feed and rejuvenate itself. It doesn't depend on us. So with that, have a wonderful day. Don't forget to eat what you grow, and I'm going to go in and have breakfast. I think Gary took all the tomatoes off for breakfast. We had a whole bunch of them here, but that's okay. That's what they're here for. Nothing I told him is here for show. You want something, grab it, pick it, and eat it, and that's what we do. Bye-bye, everybody.